Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be here today to talk to you guys about a research that was conducted not too long ago by some scientists from China and England. The research they did was to explore fellatio in fruit bats and how it prolongs copulation time. Now, no previous studies have been done, at least in this large of a scale, not that I know of, and not of my knowledge, not to my knowledge, and not to theirs. They besides petty documentations of similar behaviors, such as in similar behaviors of fellatio in animals such as wolves, goats, bears, but nothing like this in depth as this study. Excuse me for a second. So let's go on to the methods. So study site, the study was conducted in January of 2007 through December of 2007 in Guangzhou City in Guangdong Province, located in southern China. The research was conducted according to protocols approved by the Guangdong EIAP on laboratory animal care. So, the bats weren't being harmed in any way. The procedures, this study was all done by a protocol provided and approved, by this organization that essentially takes care of animals. So, USU Park was the name of the park that most of the bats were captured. Once captured, the scientists recorded the sex, age, and reproductive states of all of them. Bats that were excluded from the study were subadults and pregnant and lactating females. The reason why these were excluded from the studies was because they could intervene with the copulation data. In the end, 30 males and 30 females ended up being tagged. The males were tagged with metal rings on their left arms, and the females were tagged with metal rings on their right arms. The bats were held in these cages right here. They are called flight cages, and in each cage, a male and female would be paired at random. Now, the cage was exposed to natural conditions. Leaves were hung on the ceiling of these cages to be used as a nest by the bats, and to be for sleeping and stuff. And also bananas and water were provided every day as a source of nutrition for the bats. So some behavioral observations. The way they were observed was a camera was installed inside of these cages, and it was hooked up to a camera. And now these observations were recorded continuously from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And things they would record were things such as the frequency and duration of copulatory behaviors. And now, duration in this sense is defined as when the penis entered the vagina and when it withdrew it. Now, sometimes the female would actually appear to resist the male, and in some cases even evade the male for about 8 to 25 seconds. But eventually the male would follow her until mating was completed. So 20 successful copulations were observed among these 30 pairs, and something important to notice is that when copulation was completed, the male self-licked for several seconds, And this occurred for all 20 copulations, but was absent after 3 instances in which intromission failed to occur. So the data was tested for normality using parametric analysis and linear regression to determine whether the total length of time that the female licked the male's penis during copulation and the total duration of copulation were associated. And also non-parametric tests were also used when data was not distributed normally. Now what parametric means, just a little facts, is it pretty much means that data is expressed in terms of a parameter, and which means the data is within, like, let's say 0 to 20, so that's where the data would lie. We assume that. Non-parametric is we do not rely on data belonging to any particular distribution, so they could be skewed, etc. So the results: genital licking was observed in 14 of the 20 copulations. There was a very strong correlation between the total length of time that the female licked the male's penis and the duration of copulation, which means that the longer the female licked the male's penis, the longer the duration, the longer they copulated for, which suggests that licking behavior may play an important role in copulation by prolonging intromission. So here we have a graph. We have the length of time with or without licking behavior on the y-axis, and we have copulation number on the x-axis. 0 to 500s on the y, it's represented in seconds. The black portions are where the female licked, and the white portions are where the female didn't lick. In this figure, it essentially shows the duration of copulation on the y-axis, the duration of licking behavior on the x. The relationship shown here is that the longer the duration of licking behavior, the longer the duration of copulation. Well, a lot of shins there. For example, in the first one, the duration of licking behavior was around 5 seconds, and copulation only lasted for about 100 seconds, as opposed to where licking behavior was done for about 45 seconds and it lasted about 450 seconds. So to review, they found that oral stimulation could prolong copulation. Copulation also lasts longer when licking is present than when it isn't. And lastly, that this finding has served to show that oral stimulation and animal copulation may have significant function besides pleasure giving, and this research puts it into evolutionary context in that this could increase fertilization success and overall reproductive success of the species. And that is what I have to present. Thank you.